welcome to this new video for my channel, The Mental Traveler. I'm Carolera and today I'm going to be reviewing the fourth and last season of a show that's very close to my heart, Star Wars Rebels. It consisted of 16 episodes and it aired from October 2017 to March 2018. I would love to thank my dear friend the Far Bright Center for having introduced me to this show and for all our amazing discussions about the story and the characters. Before I begin though, I just want to say that this will be a spoiler-free review, and I love the prequels and the original trilogy and I hate the sequels. I don't consider them to be canon, so I may throw in a reference to that along the way, and I wanted to warn you guys in case you do like the sequels. Okay, so I've been a Star Wars fan since I was little. I started watching Star Wars Rebels a couple of years ago after discovering the Clone Wars. That TV series was just amazing. And I've reviewed seasons 1, 2, and 3 of Rebels in other videos, and you can find the links to them in the description box below. It was heartbreaking to know that the fourth season would be the last one, because I thought that the show would go on up until the Battle of Endor that caught up with the show. I kind of guess why they didn't show us that, but it's still sad. But yes, anyways, I loved Rebels. Not only because it was a wonderful addition to the Star Wars universe, because it was also made by Dave Filoni, whom I get the feeling really wants to keep George Lucas' version of Star Wars alive. And the characters in Rebels were just amazing. Their development through the whole series was mind-blowing. And while my favorite thing about Star Wars is the Skywalker's family, Anakin/Vader are my favorite characters, it's always nice to see from time to time what's going on in other parts of the galaxy at different points. Kanan Jarrus is my favorite one from Rebels, and all of his storyline really resonates with the true meaning of Star Wars and the messages that I took from George Lucas watching his works. And as Filoni once said in Rebels Recons, he really wanted to tell stories that are very true to Lucas' Star Wars, and that Star Wars that Lucas taught him while they were working together in Clone Wars. And well, Filoni, that is exactly what you did. It feels right that Rebels belongs in the same universe as Clone Wars, the prequels, and the original trilogy, even Rogue One, in a way that the sequels never will. You've always kept the importance of having a family, for example with Kanan and Ezra, alive, right at the forefront by showing us a way that this Force-sensitive kid has a healthier upbringing while becoming a Jedi by putting those he loves first, unlike the Jedi Order was doing in the prequels. Since this is the last season, I think it's pretty clear that we get to see the conclusion of many of the storylines from previous seasons. Yes, along the way we got to explore some really cool stuff. For example, Ezra's sympathy for others and his connection with animals, or Jedi's sacrificing themselves for others like Kanan and Ezra, or just how much more complex the Force is, what with the whole world within worlds episode, or with the way the Emperor is trying to discover the mysteries of the Jedi Temple in the fall. Oh my, where to begin in this review of Star Wars Rebels? There is so much to say. I guess I'll start by telling you that I give Star Wars Rebels Season 4 a 5 out of 5 stars review. I don't think it was perfect, and Season 2 is still by far my favorite. But overall, even though it wasn't giving me as much as I wanted at certain points, it was a beautiful swan song to a show that has meant so much to me. I want to focus on Ezra's character development. I am so proud of this precious child who has learned so much. The fact that he was vulnerable made him more relatable after all the hardships he's endured. How much it means to him to have found a family with a crew of the Ghost, how he learned to be selfless. It was just a wonderful story, a message that I feel should be told more often nowadays. Some things I do want to mention as well about the last episodes. I was introduced to General Thrawn through the expanded universe novels that Timothy Zahn wrote. Zahn was the one who created Thrawn, and I've read all of the works he's written about Thrawn, and all of this happened way before the so-called sequels came along. So that means that I'm not quite sure what to think about what happens to Thrawn on Rebels because of what I know about Thrawn in the expanded universe novels. Moving on, one of the things that I found really moving was to have Sidious appear as Palpatine to try and persuade a young Ezra to join him, because it mirrored so painfully the way Sidious exploded Anakin's youth and vulnerability and emotions in the prequels to groom him. He's this child abuser, child predator, preying on the empathy and love for others that Ezra and Anakin have, contaminate and torment them later on. And even though Anakin and Ezra from very different backgrounds, and the fact that they make the same and different choices along the way, that doesn't mean that one of them is better than the other one. And I don't know how to say this without spoiling it so much, but I really like a lot of things about the epilogue. I do want to say though that I love the relationship between Kanan and Hera. It confused me at a lot of points. I've read A New Dawn and everything, and I thought that right from the first season they were together, like romantically. They just didn't show it because it was a kid's show. But again, I don't want to spoil it to you, so I don't wanna go into any details regarding that. And I love that World Between Worlds episode because it explained so much. But what really made that episode special for me was that there were so many references to the Clone Wars, especially to the Mortis arc episodes, which are yet further proof that Anakin is a chosen one. It was also very special because a beloved character came back. And while I'm not sure if I wanted, because they harm the perception people have of Darth Vader, I think that that character that was brought back to the show learns a lot of important things along the way. And there are rumors that there's going to be a new show with this character, but honestly the thing that would most make me excited about that would be to learn what that character thinks about how the original trilogy ended, about how Vader came back to the light because of the love he had for his son, who is a living embodiment of the love he had with his darling wife Padme. I would love to see that character learn about Luke and Leia and get to meet them and tell them about how awesome their parents were, because the fact that that character is alive means and will go on fighting means that Anakin's legacy lives on through that character as well. As I was saying earlier, there may be a new show with Filoni behind the wheel. I'm not sure if I'll be watching it or not because I'm just really hesitant of all the new material that Disney's coming up with. I did like Rogue One and I did enjoy Rebels, but I would have to do a lot of research to see if this new show will try to mess around with the story from the prequels and the original trilogy, or if it can exist without disturb it. If I do see it, I'll probably make a review of it. If Filoni isn't on board, I won't watch it, but I just can't keep on watching beloved characters from previous works being used by Disney to try to justify the mess of the sequels. I think I'm contradicting myself here. I was saying that it would be really cool to see this character interacting with Luke and Leia on this show, but that means that Disney would be behind it, and I just want them to leave the Skywalkers alone. So yes, I take it back. But anyways, I hope I made sense. Thank you very much for watching my video. I'm Carrera, the Mental Traveler, and I hope I'll be seeing you soon. Have a nice day. Goodbye.